They say machines can do anything these days, even paint royalty. So, we asked AI to recreate the Tudor family using their old portraits.
Henry VII founded the Tudor Dynasty after winning the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, defeating King Richard III. To strengthen his claim and unite the country, he married Elizabeth of York, daughter of Edward IV. This marriage ended the Wars of the Roses between the Lancasters and Yorks. Henry was a smart and cautious ruler. He focused on building royal authority, collecting taxes, and avoiding wars. His reign was mostly peaceful, and he left behind a strong treasury. Elizabeth was a York princess and the eldest daughter of King Edward IV. Her marriage to Henry VII joined the two rival royal houses, and she was widely loved by the people. She gave birth to 7 children, but only 4 survived infancy: Arthur, Margaret, Henry, and Mary. Even then, tragedy continued. Her eldest surviving son, Arthur, died as a teenager, leaving her second son, Henry, to unexpectedly become King Henry VIII. Elizabeth died in childbirth in 1503. Her death was a huge loss to the Tudor court. Henry VIII is one of the most famous monarchs in English history. He became king in 1509 after the death of his father. In his youth, Henry was athletic, charming, and deeply religious. But his reign became known for political upheaval, religious change, and his 6 marriages. Henry's biggest desire was a male heir. When his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, couldn't give him a surviving son, he tried to annul the marriage. The Pope refused. So Henry broke away from the Roman Catholic Church and created the Church of England, making himself its head. This led to the English Reformation. Henry dissolved monasteries, gained wealth from the church, and ruled with increasing cruelty. His later years were filled with paranoia, obesity, and painful health problems. Catherine of Aragon was the daughter of Ferdinand and Isabella, the famous Spanish monarchs who funded Columbus. She first married Prince Arthur, Henry's older brother, but he died soon after. She then married Henry VIII. She was deeply religious, spoke several languages, and served as regent while Henry was at war. She was beloved by the people. Catherine gave birth to several children, but only one daughter survived infancy. Catherine's marriage to Henry lasted over 20 years. Henry eventually claimed their marriage was unlawful and divorced her to marry Anne Boleyn. Catherine refused to accept this and remained proud and loyal until her death. Anne came from the Boleyn family, a rising noble house with connections to the powerful Howard family. Her father, Thomas Boleyn, was an ambitious courtier, and Anne spent time at the royal courts of the Netherlands and France, gaining education and style. She caught Henry VIII's eye while he was still married to Catherine. Refusing to be his mistress, Anne held out for marriage. Henry pursued her for years, and their relationship eventually led to England's break from the Catholic Church. Anne became queen and gave birth to a daughter, but failed to produce a male heir. Accused of adultery, incest, and treason, charges that were likely false, Anne was executed at the Tower of London. Jane was the daughter of Sir John Seymour, a respected nobleman from a traditional and loyal family in Wiltshire. She served as a lady-in-waiting to both Catherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn. Jane was gentle and reserved, seen as the opposite of Anne. Henry married her just days after Anne's execution. She gave birth to a son, Edward, finally providing Henry with a male heir. Sadly, Jane died of postnatal complications just 12 days later. Anne was a German noblewoman chosen for political alliance. Henry agreed to marry her after seeing her portrait, but was disappointed when he met her in person. He called her unattractive and claimed he couldn't consummate the marriage. The marriage was annulled after 6 months. but Anne was treated with great generosity. She was given houses, money, and the title King's Sister. She lived quietly in England for the rest of her life, and was the last of Henry's wives to die. Catherine Howard was a teenager when she married Henry, who was in his 50s and very ill. She was lively and flirtatious, and Henry was besotted with her. However, she had a scandalous past, and rumors of affairs during her marriage soon emerged. She was arrested, interrogated, and eventually executed for adultery. She was just about 19 years old. Her fall from grace mirrored Anne's, and showed. Catherine Parr was a noblewoman from a well-connected northern family. She was twice widowed before marrying Henry VIII, and was well-educated, fluent in multiple languages, and deeply interested in religion. As Henry's sixth and final wife, she acted as a nurse and companion during his final years. She helped reconcile Henry with his daughters, Mary and Elizabeth, and played a major role in their return to court. After Henry's death, she married her old love, Thomas Seymour, but died in childbirth a year later. Edward was Henry's only legitimate son. He became king at age 9 and ruled through a group of advisors. He was raised Protestant and introduced many reforms to make England more Protestant. He was bright but sickly. His health declined quickly, and he died at age 15. Before dying, he tried to name Lady Jane Grey as his successor to keep the Protestant religion alive. Mary was the daughter of Catherine of Aragon. When she became queen in 1553, she worked hard to undo the Protestant changes made by her father and brother. She restored Catholicism and married Philip II of Spain, a Catholic prince. Her reign is remembered for the persecution of Protestants. Over 280 people were burned at the stake, earning her the nickname Bloody Mary. She believed she was doing God's work, but her harsh methods made her unpopular. She died childless, heartbroken. Elizabeth was the daughter of Anne Boleyn. She became queen after Mary's death and ruled for 44 years. Her reign is known as the Elizabethan Age, a time of exploration, cultural growth, and strong government. Elizabeth never married and called herself the Virgin Queen. She skillfully avoided foreign wars and used courtship as a political tool. She faced threats from Catholics, survived plots, and defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588. Elizabeth was highly educated, fluent in many languages, and known for her sharp wit and political intelligence. She died in 1603, ending the Tudor Dynasty, and was succeeded by James VI of Scotland, beginning the Stuart era.